Hey, what's up? This is Apprentice here. Over the course of this channel, I have obviously picked up quite a lot of stuff over the years, but I've never really used any of those kind of marketplace sites. I've always bought things brand new from retail and kind of gone for the newest stuff, like the latest collections. So I thought it was high time to take a bit of a different approach because, of course, if you're buying things used or you're buying things from an individual seller as opposed to retailer, often you can get some pretty nice discounts. So I've got here a Stone Island jacket and a 11 by BBS Reversible Bomber jacket. Which together retailed at the best part of $2,000, but cost me $680, which is obviously a massive discount. So what I want to do is talk about my kind of buying process, my experience with using a marketplace and buying things secondhand rather than buying new, and also kind of the specific jackets that I've got, a sort of mini review essentially, just to see exactly what I got for my cash and really to weigh up kind of whether I got a decent deal on this stuff. The site I used was a place called Jawnflip, and if you haven't heard of that, it's because it's a relatively new place. They're also the paid sponsors of this video, so thank you very much to them for that, because it meant that I could pick up these two very lovely jackets that we can have a look at in this video. But of course, everything that I say in this video is my own opinion. On first glance, it's pretty familiar stuff. You can scroll through, take a look at everything. You can filter by size and brand and category. There is acronym on there, I did check. If you see something you like, you can add it to a watch list or a wish list. You can make an offer on it. Or you can straight up buy it if you're feeling like a baller. Since those wish lists are public, you can also do the kind of Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading thing with other people if they've got something you like and you've got something that they like. But there are other features too which make it that a little bit easier for a buyer searching through stuff. So you can get multiple filters and stick them all together under one little name, and you can save that and then come back to it later. So it means, you know, if you've got maybe 5 or 6 brands that you really like at the moment and you just want to pick something up from that, you can filter those together, put it in your size, and then that's one single tag. I made a very basic one, which is just a list of brands that I think are quite cool, so I'll stick that down there in the description. I'm not too seasoned in that marketplace trawling type stuff, obviously, but something that I thought was cool and that I made use of for this video is if you've got one seller that's got multiple things that you want to buy at once, you can send a single offer for all of those pieces. So I think these two jackets were listed at like $400 and $350 respectively, something like that, but I put in an offer for $700 for both, and that was accepted. So it means that it's a very easy way of picking up multiple things and hopefully saving yourself a bit of cash, and it makes it kind of easy for the seller as well. On top of that, Jawnflip also do coupons, so since it was Christmas, I put in Santa John's 20, which got $20 off, taking that down from $700 to $680, and that's something that Jawnflip pay, so it doesn't affect the amount that the seller gets paid. So my experience as a relative newcomer to this was honestly really good. It was easy to find stuff, easy to make an offer on things, and easy to pay as well. And this has nothing to do with the platform really, but I'm fortunate that the seller was really communicative. They put all the tracking info in the DMs and that sort of thing really quickly. Of course, a platform like this lives or dies on how much is actually available on it. And this is a much newer site, so it stands to reason that there's much less stuff available on here. However, for whatever reason, there's much more of a slant towards techwear and performance brands than other places. So that certainly sat well with me. I quite easily found 1 or 2 bits that I like. If you're a seller though, again, something I don't really have much experience with, but it sounds pretty legit in that you don't pay fees when you sell stuff. That's going to make a bigger difference, of course, the more valuable stuff you're selling. So if you've got a $500 jacket, for example, not paying fees on that could easily save you $30, which is definitely worth doing. And if you've got loads of stuff for sale and you want to advertise at other places, Jawnflip can export these handy Reddit formatted tables so you can post to your favorite subreddit and have everything like super neatly organized with nice links and stuff. They're looking for some feedback on their subreddit as well, so if you have used the site, then you can always let them know what you think there. So it is worth a browse, and if you're the type that likes hunting around the interwebs for deals, then it's worth adding to your rotation, especially because you can put one of those custom filters in there to just narrow it down to what you want. But I know you want to see some more about what I actually got for my $680, so first we're going to take a look at the Stone Island Thermoreactive jacket, because this material is just so cool and I really want to show it up close because it's just great. It's a first for Stone Island, and it uses 3 separate thermoreactive dyed pigments, which means that there's 3 different areas or colors that can change as the jacket warms up. When it's cold, everything is this purpley, bluey, kind of dark, slightly muted color, but when certain areas get hot, it really brings out these red and these blue little little sections, these different patterned lines that run all over the jacket. And it's a super cool effect. It really does look incredibly unique. And they've just managed to tailor it so that it's like exact body temperature, the point where it changes between hot and cold. So you'll find that after you wear this for a few minutes and after you move around in it a little bit, some of those key areas or areas that you touch, like if you cross your arms, for example, those areas will display that transformed state pretty quickly. I just love that not only does no jacket really look like this to start off with, but as soon as it starts warming up, that complexity really starts coming out and it really has that wow factor about it, and it kind of encourages people to interact with the jacket as well. It's just fun to kind of like touch a certain bit of it and then it warms up and it looks all different, and it really does kind of genuinely react in a pretty swift and a very noticeable way. So that's one transformative element of this jacket, but there's another thing that changes as well. Those chest zips that run down there, they're not pockets. You can pull those off to remove the arms from this jacket and turn it into a little vest jacket thing. That's kind of an unusual look. I'm not sure how much I'll actually end up wearing that, but it gives you a different way of wearing this jacket, especially in spring, summer months when it's a little bit warmer. But you still get to have fun with it and you still get to make use of that really fun material. So I'm kind of in favor of that. And I do actually quite like the look of it with the arms attached with this kind of slightly layered effect that it gives. And don't worry about taking that nice shiny white compass badge off the arm, because there is an absolutely massive kind of burgundy coloured Stone Island logo on the back. I would kind of prefer it if it didn't have this, to be honest, but fortunately it's not super visible, although like the rest of the jacket, this is thermoreactive as well, so this will warm up, and yeah, if you apply heat to this, it will gain a really vibrant red colour. Aside from those two things though, you might find this jacket lacking in features, because you got two pockets for your hands, you got that throat latch, which in fairness does make it look quite cool. And that's pretty much it. You got no internal pockets, no hoods, nothing extra or fancy. This really is a what you see is what you get kind of jacket. But luckily, what you see really is super cool. The material as well, while it feels like it has some durability to it and it does have ripstop elements in there, which are obviously going to help with that, I don't feel like this is going to have the same level of water resistance as many of the jackets that I've featured here. So it's definitely something more for spring and summer months rather than wearing in the depths of winter. For that reason, I think most people are not going to find this jacket worth it at retail. This came in at maybe 750 euros, because apart from that material, you're not getting a whole lot of jacket for your money. So it's definitely not that one jacket that you would buy and kind of do it all for all situations. This is very much a fun and different addition to your wardrobe when you just fancy, having something that's got a bit of a wow factor and really encourages that interaction and has that party trick appeal of that thermochromatic ink, which, let's face it, is really cool and it certainly is effective. But at less than half that price, at $340, that makes it a much better proposition, because it is more in that price range where you can consider it an addition to your wardrobe rather than the one jacket that you have to own. And let's face it, Stone Island stuff is certainly not expensive, and spending $340 on any Stone Island jacket is a pretty good deal. So one that's a special edition and uses this really unique material, I think that's a pretty good deal. Considering that price as well, I was amazed at the condition that this came in. It was basically new, it had all of the tags still attached, no signs of wear whatsoever, so I feel like I basically got a brand new jacket for under half the price, so I'm really pleased with that. I've also got to say that when I initially saw the product pictures for this when it came out, because I think it was SS19 this released, I did think that that pattern was just like too vibrant and too bold and just a bit too wacky for me, but in person I think it looks way better. I think it's really nice because it does just have that element of subtlety about it, especially when it's not heated up. So yeah, it's definitely one worth experiencing for yourself, and hopefully this video does a better job of communicating what that colour actually looks like and how cool it is compared to those product shots that you might have seen before. The fit of this as well, if you're interested in picking something like this up, I kind of like it has a little bit of a retro look about it. The sleeves are a little bit wide, but it's got these nice cuffs as well, very much kind of retro 80s kind of thing. Also typical for Stone Island, this fits pretty small, so this is a size large. I'd say it fits pretty much exactly one size smaller than a regular size. So normally I wear size medium jackets, and I think this in large seems to look pretty good. I think it fits pretty well. But nonetheless, you might find this jacket colour a little bit too weird for you, a little bit flashy, especially because it does have not only that massive Stone Island logo on the back, but the signature compass on the arm as well, you might not really be into showing off in that way. So pretty much the other end of the spectrum, we have here this 11 by BBS Reversible Bomber jacket. Now the more well-known, the more iconic version of this bomber has a really big graphic on the back. This one doesn't have that. This is totally plain on both sides, so it's a much more cut back, more minimalist piece, and therefore is something that's super wearable in a whole bunch of different occasions. The black smooth nylon on the outside is sleek, it's timeless, it kind of has a bit of an intimidating look about it as well, because this jacket does have a little bit of bulk without being too over the top, and then you can flip it round and you've got this nice ripstop texture which gives that little bit of a subtle finish to the green. It's kind of got a little bit of a sheen to it as well, so I think it looks quite nice. It's also got some contrast elements on the reversed version as well, because you've got these black lapels, and I think that makes it look great as a bit of a standout piece in an all black outfit whilst keeping to that fairly low-key colour palette. I really like how this looks in both configurations and how you could wear this with a very kind of dystopian or futuristic techwear stuff, or in a more casual way, or with kind of grungy longline stuff as is typical with 11 by BBS gear. So it has the potential to do quite a lot of work. Thanks to that nice material as well, which feels quite premium, and there's a light amount of insulation between the two layers as well. It really has the potential to be worn in a whole bunch of scenarios, kind of 3 seasons, maybe even 4 if it's not too cold. The fit is a little bit long compared to a regular bomber jacket, but that very much puts it in line with other 11 by BBS gear, which often does go for that long line, oversized, kind of grungy aesthetic. And to go along with that, you've got thumb holes on the cuffs as well, so you can kind of pull the arms down for a little bit of a longer, more kind of distressed, more grungy, bit punk, bit anti-establishment kind of vibe. Those cuffs are quite snug, as is the hem, which is good because it helps trap heat, helps keep you warm, and it gives you that slightly more intimidating kind of puffed up look, which is always what you want in a bomber jacket, I think. Because of that long line nature though, if you do want to wear this with more regular stuff, it's probably better suited to taller people like myself. I'm about 6'1", 6'2", and I think this looks fine on me, but if you come in a fair bit shorter, then this might end up significantly longer than what you would expect from a bomber jacket. The two configurations do have some differences. Black is the right way in that the arm pocket is on the outside here, and there's not one on the green version. So if you like that, that's got a little bit more of a kind of military look about it, but there's 2 zipped pockets on the inside, which of course becomes the outside if you're wearing this with the green version. So green gives you 2 extra kind of chest bits of detail alongside those little black accents. There's a lot more going on the green side, but the black is a little bit more traditional, a bit sleeker, a bit more minimal. There's also a fun little difference at the back with the 11 by BBS logo. This can be pulled through or pulled out depending on what configuration you're wearing this in, so that it's not kind of randomly dangling about when you're wearing it inside out. That detailing there and some branding on the zips are really the only mention you'll find that this is 11 by BBS on this jacket, and that means that it might not appeal to your typical 11 by BBS fans, because they do typically use very big graphic prints, very noticeable branding, but that made it appeal more to me because I prefer the more under-branded, more minimal stuff. Again, this was a really high amount off retail. This was bought at a boutique for like 900 euros, I think, but effectively this was $340 for me, which is a really, really sizable difference. You're getting a lot of potential wearability for the price, and of course that discount is way lower than what you would ever get from a retailer if you were buying this new, even if it was on sale. And this was described as used, so the tags weren't on there, but there's so few signs of wear that again I feel like I'm basically getting a new jacket for way less than retail. So it feels like I've kind of lucked out on both of these things and really picked some good stuff. I've got to give a shout out to the seller, because not only do I feel like the price for this stuff was really, really good, but it came all the way from Australia, and he included a couple of Australian themed snacks in there as well. So that was a really nice little surprise. On the topic of value, actually, you can use Jawn Flip to display sold items and things that are being sold at the same time, so you can get a better sense of like how much different brands or different products are worth. So that can also help people who might not know market value of stuff that well, but still wants to view like historical price data on stuff. So those are my 2 pickups, and as someone relatively new to the world of secondhand buying, I feel like I had a pretty good experience here, because I got 2 really cool jackets, things that maybe I wouldn't have wanted to pay retail for, but at such a heavy discount make for really interesting pickups, and things that I genuinely feel like I'll get some good value from, especially because of the great condition that they're in. They've still got a massive amount of life left in them, especially that Stone Island jacket, which was literally new. But as always, it's over to you guys. Do you think I made some good pickups with this stuff? And if so, let me know whether your favorite was the Stone Island, the flashy, the jazzy thermochromatic option, or the much more wearable, kind of day-to-day BBS bomber jacket. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and of course, if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like because it's super appreciated. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you next year in 2020. Again, thanks to Jawnflip for sponsoring this video because it meant that I could pick up the 2 jackets that I showed off in this video. I was really excited to do that thermochromatic one because I just feel like it's not had justice done to it in the past. It really requires video to show off exactly how that works. So I hope you guys found that useful. And as you guys know, I'm never going to do sponsored content on anything I don't believe in, and I do think Jawnflip presents some good options and it is worth checking out, especially if you're into the more Techwear stuff, because yeah, as I say, for whatever reason, there seems to be more of it on there. Shout out to everyone that's been supporting the channel. I do super appreciate it, and the next video is going to be in 2020, so have a good new year. And yeah, if you want to check some more videos in the meantime, if you just can't wait, there's going to be links going up there, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you should definitely hit the button and do that. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.